also one of the first steps to socialism. Private businesses should not have to compete.
And then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors. My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero.
Fox News. The Supreme Court orders the Biden administration to reinstate one of former President Trump's immigration policies until legal challenges are decided. It means asylum seekers can be made to wait on the other side of the border waiting for approval.
The court ruling the administration likely violated federal law when rescinding the program known as Remain in Mexico. The 3 liberal justices dissented. The court in its decision referenced a 2020 case when then-President Trump unsuccessfully sought to end an Obama-era program that protected immigrants brought illegally to the U.S. as children. At issue in both cases was whether the government followed the proper legal procedures for overturning a previous administration's policies. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
The Democrats' go-it-alone $3.5 trillion budget plan passes on a party-line vote in the House, clearing the way for House and Senate committees to put the package together. The vote also sets a September 27th deadline to take up a bipartisan infrastructure bill. House Democrats have also gotten through the voting rights bill, named for the late Congressman and civil rights activist John Lewis.
House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer called the 219 to 212 party line vote a symbol of the prize the late Congressman Lewis kept his eyes on.
The prize was the beloved community, a community that accepted, lifted up, and enabled people to participate fully in their democracy.
The bill puts back provisions in the original 1965 Act that requires federal pre-clearance for some states to change voting laws. Senate Republicans aim to derail the act, perhaps using the filibuster to stall it. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
More than 2,000 firefighters are trying to contain flames moving toward the Lake Tahoe area on the California-Nevada border. There have been evacuations and maybe more to come, with thousands of homes threatened.
We got the car packed up, so if they tell us to go, we'll go.
The fires destroyed at least 455 homes since breaking out 11 days ago. America's listening to Fox News.
For eligible individuals, 18
Even
or
the
older.
left speaker sounds right when you're listening to 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through Alligator Alley. We got a couple of crashes. Good news is neither of them appear to be affecting your morning commute. Mile marker 57 heading at northbound, which is technically in the westbound direction. So coming from the East Coast towards State Road 29, you'll see that at mile marker 57. And another one in the eastbound direction at mile marker 84. So watch out for some activity out there as troopers are now on scene, but that's off to the right-hand shoulder. Looking good up and down the rest of I-75 across the Naples area into Lee and Charlotte counties. No problems on the Interstate 41. Looking nice and quiet as well this morning. If you're heading out through Alico Road, just keep in mind we have a railroad light that is out at the intersection of Jean Street. So just watch out for any problems there on Alico. Heading to and from 41, use extra caution. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis, sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices: Storm Shield and all the rest.
The aesthetics of the appearance from the outside and the inside is just amazing. But it's quiet. It's really quiet inside, and it's made a huge difference in our energy consumption. My name is Dee Channel, and I have 100% confidence in Storm Shield products. On a scale of 1 to 10, they'd be 10 plus.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. My wife and I made a decision to replace our windows. Storm Shield windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%.
Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Available at Navage.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program right now as we speak. And please subscribe to the podcast. We do appreciate that. You can listen anytime you want. Right after the hour is done, they go up fast, so you can listen at your convenience. And we do appreciate you listening and watching the program. Look, one of two things is happening here that we have to discuss when it comes to this president and what he is doing. There is an article right now in American Mind, AmericanMind.org. It's called Biden Embraces Defeat. And there is something to the story because there are things that are transpiring right now where you're trying to figure what in the world is going on. Why would a president do what he's doing? Clearly, you have a White House who's trying to spin all around you with word salad and Jen Psaki and circling back. And
I'll circle back a bit.
Yeah, that's what and she's circling back on all the words that she's saying to try to make sense of something or to have somebody hear something that they think they're hearing, but they're not really hearing it. But I'm seeing something, but you're not really seeing it, but I am, but you're not. And all of this confusion and everything is laid out. But what is the president doing? So it's one of a couple of different scenarios. And either this is the plan of the left right now to help to dismantle this country, to have this great reset take place, to say that the United States is no longer the greatest country on the face of the planet. We don't need you. We're just like everybody else. We're not special. Dismantling everything we know when it comes to capitalism and free markets and politically where we stand and militarily where we stand. And we're tearing this all down, and it's planned that way. Or it could possibly be this effect of we're trying to take everybody out of Afghanistan, but ultimately, instead of making it look like a disaster, wait it out where other things will take the headlines. And as long as most American citizens get out and there's no bloodshed, that it will almost look like something heroic, like it actually worked. And it's going to get right off the headlines as quick as it's here and as strong as it's here. And don't believe your lying eyes. Forget about it. Everything worked. It was actually a victory for this president. And now we can move on to other things and start focusing on, January 6th insurrection, Trump bad, Russia collusion hoaxes, impeachments of other presidents. Hey, can we impeach Donald Trump for the third time? Is that possible? We could do it right? Oh, he's not. It doesn't matter. We got to do something again. Ron DeSantis, to try to focus all on that. I mean, something's up here. Just by the way everybody's spinning, just by what the president is saying, just by what he's doing. Or it could just be complete feckless mess, disaster. That's all it is. And there is no plan. There is nothing but a president who barely knows where he is, what time lunch is going to be, what that booger thing on his chin is. I might as well stick it in my mouth. That kind of stuff. Has no clue. And then everybody around him who's trying to fix the situation. And it's just as simple as that. I don't think so. I don't think it's that simple. Joe Biden yesterday, who wants everybody to believe that he got together with world leaders and they're all on the same page. They met for 7 minutes. The reporting out of this get-together of G7, the President of the United States, this call, this coordination, the photo op of him sitting there looking and having this conversation was just that. According to BBC News, reporting on the teleconference call with the G7, it lasted 7 minutes. How does that happen? How's that possible? President Biden addressed the leaders on the call for about 7 minutes. Everybody else had something to say. He said 7 minutes worth of work. We're all good. Everybody good? We're all good. So the UK, Germany, France, Italy, Canada, and Japan, we're good. Everything's fine. No. That's called a photo op. That's called an opportunity to, again, spin this. So what is it? So what are they doing? You have the president walking up to a microphone, and right away, the first thing he says.
Before I update you on the meeting that I had with leaders of the G7 earlier today, I want to say a word about the progress we're making on the Build Back Better agenda here at home.
Wait. What? Excuse me? We're in crisis mode. Your presidency is in crisis mode. The country wants answers as to what is going on in Afghanistan. They can't get it. They're trying to get it from you. So now they turn to Jen Psaki and the Pentagon, who, by the way, is just like, yeah, let's put a lid on it. We're not going to, we've had enough of everybody going to a microphone and talking to you about trying to spin out of this about, hey, we've got Americans there. We're getting them all out. No, we're not getting them out. Yes, we are. We're going to leave them there. No, we're not going to leave them there. Yes, we are going to leave them there. All of this is in the hands now of Jen Psaki, who's trying to spin it out. And there's Joe Biden getting ready to talk about the wonderful Build Back Better agenda at home. What?
I just got off the telephone with the leaders in the House. Today, the House of Representatives taken significant step toward making a historic investment that's going to transform America.
Oh, it's going to transform America, all right. He goes on to talk about the climate crisis, a voting rights bill that's never going to see the light of day, but anyway, the kind of changes and the disaster that is not only unfolding in Afghanistan, but is getting ready on September 27th as they've moved the date there for the vote there in the House to be one of the biggest spending disasters in the history of this nation. You want to talk about fundamental change. Barack Obama could only wish that he had this kind of... Okay. All right. He could only wish that he had this. And same with Bernie Sanders and AOC, everybody. So let's get to what he said about Afghanistan. Not much. Now, you could imagine he's going to go after the president of the United States, former President Trump, right? I mean, oh, no, he wouldn't do that, would he?
We talked about our mutual obligation to support refugees and evacuees currently fleeing Afghanistan. The United States will be a leader in these efforts, and we'll look to the international community and to our partners to do the same.
So we're going to be a leader. Refugees, getting people out. We're going to be, when are you leading? When's this going to happen? We're looking to our partners. Our partners are going door to door to getting their citizens out of the country. And you're leading? How is it? Because you say it, that's true?
We're already seeing our allies' commitment. They're bringing to their countries the Afghans who served alongside their forces as translators or in their embassies, just as we're bringing to the United States those Afghans who worked alongside our forces and diplomats. We're continuing that effort.
No. That's not happening. All of these things are lies. That's the problem. We talked about this weeks ago with Mike Lyons, military expert, when we brought up the fact that this is going to be a disaster for those that have helped us, the Afghanis that are there, the translators, and those that have helped in the U.S. Embassy and other locations around the country that have been there for decades to help us out, the kind of trust that we're trying to build. Remember something. There's something to be said about the trust that is built internally with a country like Afghanistan so that if we are to do anything in the future, that people will say, yes, we are going to help you because we have seen what you have done. How do you step away now from what is happening in Afghanistan when we are hearing from translators and people that are there that have helped the United States that are saying we can't get out and nobody knows what's going to happen to them next? We know what's going to happen to them next with the Taliban there. But the fact of the matter is We have to build trust now, and it's not just our allies. You're not talking about Japan and the UK and France and Germany. No, we're talking about making allies on the ground with individuals in countries like Afghanistan where they will have enough trust in us to help us to do the things that we need to do to keep them and us safe. And now we've abandoned that. How many generations is it going to take? How many decades is it going to take to turn all this around? And I'm not being dramatic. I'm being serious. You think about Vietnam, and you think about the war, and you think about what happened there, and you think about our heroes coming home and the way they were treated, and you think of Saigon, 1975, and everything that happened at that moment in time. How long did it take for it all to heal? Some might say it still hasn't healed. What about this? What about the healing and the truth and the facts of how not only the Afghans who trusted us to be there, and then we trusted them for their help only to abandon them, that side of it. But how about the other side of it? Where now we're going to make the suggestion that there is a possibility that, yeah, some Americans might be left behind. Some Americans might be, like, that is even an option? Who would say that? Who would imagine that could be the case? And how many people there are, not just locally, but nationally, who have served this country, who are like, listen, you get me on a plane, you get me in a helicopter, and I'll go there and get them. Heroes, patriots who are like, listen, I'll do this right now. I don't need you. I'll get them. But there's the president yesterday, after all of this, and trying to convince people that it was a rigorous, serious discussion with the G7 7 minutes. And then he goes on to do what you could expect and blame the former president.
And we must all work together to resettle thousands of Afghans who ultimately qualify for refugee status. The United States will do our part, and we are already working closely with refugee organizations to rebuild a system that was purposely destroyed by my predecessor.
There you go. Purposely destroyed. So it's all Trump's fault. Let's just blame him. You knew that was going to happen. Look, like I discussed earlier, this story from the American Mind, Brian T. Kennedy writes, Biden embraces defeat. The administration leaves Afghanistan and abandons America. And how much of this is wrong? Just some of it that I would bring up in this story. The exit from Afghanistan appears designed to accomplish two things. First, to demoralize the American military and the American people. Over 22,000 American service personnel have been killed or injured in Afghanistan. Every American knows someone who served there. Knowing full well that the Afghan military would not defend the country, there could be little doubt that the U.S. was turning the country over to the Taliban. Moreover, the U.S. did so with the appearance of being run out of the country in shame and defeat. One can only assume that this was meant to demonstrate the American servicemen that their sacrifice had been in vain, and to the American people that our cause of defending America from the scourge of radical Islam was not just. How else are sensible people to view the footage of the killings, the chaos, the desperation, the harassment, and contempt for the U.S. and our citizens in Kabul? Taken together, these images are far effective tools of propaganda than nearly anything Al-Qaeda and ISIS has employed over the past 2 decades. The message is clear. America's weak, and resistance to Islam is futile. That's the lesson the Biden administration has made possible. It is one for which radicals such as Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar have signaled their approval throughout their tenure in Congress. And then the second purpose of the Afghan debacle was to signal to the world that the U.S. has no interest in defending a liberal world order, and that from here on out, they're not going to defend either human freedom or our own self-interest, however bizarre that may sound. Think about that. Even the most serious isolationists would not have left Afghanistan the way we have. A minimum requirement would be to preserve the prestige and credibility of the U.S. with our allies and to ensure that our enemies would not be emboldened by our fecklessness. What should everybody be thinking about us? We're going to defend them against the communist Chinese or people around in their region? There's a new world order, and America has chosen a new place in it. This is his words, Brian T. Kennedy, in this article. It's not mine, but I will mention this and then make a comment, and then we'll take a break. He says that there's a new world order, and America's chosen a new place in it. Whereas we were comfortable leading from behind during the Obama administration, today the U.S. is merely one of many other nations doing our best to cooperate in what some have termed the Great Reset. And it's real. A Great Reset, meaning we are going to dismantle the free markets, we're going to dismantle capitalism, everything that we know in our way of life, and destroy this, tear it down, and start a new world order that is not going to be anything like we recognize in this country or globally. Forget it. Defending human freedom may have been fine for earlier generations, but what matters today is understanding the grievances and ambitions of other peoples, be it the Islamic world and their deeply held religious convictions, or the communist Chinese and their struggles to find their place atop the world order. In other words, in all of this, this president has displayed to the world and to this country and to those who voted for him that he has no interest in this country and getting out of Afghanistan and being on the world stage and being nothing more or less than defeated. That we're not great. Country's never been great. It's about time we show the world how not great, if you will, we are. We're just like everybody else. The best thing that we can do is bring in $5.5 trillion of destructive spending and changes to our way of life and just usher all of this in and just get on with it. And I'm just telling you that it ain't happening. Not on my watch, not on your watch. It's not going to happen. And that's not who we are. This is not you. This article that I'm reading, this is not you. This is not what you voted for. It's not your beliefs. It's not what you believe. And now more than ever, it means that we have to take a stand. And we are, and we will. And I'm telling you, as hard as it is sometimes to internalize it and make it about you and your bubble, you have to. It's about local. It's about the control that we have here in this city, in this town, in Southwest Florida, that we control what's going on here. By doing that, it'll work its way out from this area to the state and then nationally. But you got to focus on what's going on here. The idea that this president is embracing defeat, we're not with that. So we continue to keep an eye on it. Just watch the movements from the media going from, yeah, everything here is bad, this is a disaster, to, hey, listen, Americans didn't die. We got out. Everything seems to be fine. Okay, looks good. I think we got a couple left. No. Nobody's left behind. Hey, look, what's going on? Wait, what's happening with the COVID? Hey, there's another, wait a minute, there's another variant out there? Just keep an eye out for that. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
One of the best-known names in the world when it comes to temporary housing is stepping up to help a lot of people.
Home-sharing giant Airbnb says it's temporarily offering free housing to 20,000 displaced Afghans around the world as they flee the Taliban, calling the situation one of the biggest humanitarian crises of our time. The stays will be funded through the company's nonprofit. CEO Brian Chesky calling on other global companies to join in efforts to support the refugees. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
As we get closer to football season, looks like fans are ready to gamble. Play USA says they expect wagers on games to top $20 billion. Wall Street had an upbeat Tuesday, the Dow closing up about 31 points, the S&P up 7, the NASDAQ finished up 77. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from DR Martineau Roofing. For 30 years, we have been offering the best warranties in the industry. Remember, DR Martineau Roofing. Integrity, knowledge, service. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is DR Martineau.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we talk about cognitive function. Are you struggling with your memory, or maybe you notice that it's taking you longer to process information? Do you also notice that your reaction time is slower than it used to be? Maybe you've just decided that this is what getting old looks like, or maybe that's what some doctor has told you, that this is just from getting old. But studies actually show that getting regular chiropractic care, specifically getting adjusted in your neck, can dramatically improve your cognitive function. So if you struggle with memory loss, slowed reaction time, or slowed processing time, and you're wondering if chiropractic can help you too, call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ.
Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on select in-stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds hand-picks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I may only be a kid, but I'm smart enough to know not to fall for those cheap clean and check offers. I know you can't get a real AC mechanic for $30. Don't fall for the bait and switch ads. Your air conditioner would tell you to only use Nate certified mechanics for service, like my dad at Kobe Cooling, real service and real mechanics, not flake, clean, and tune salesmen. Call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CAC 057313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through Clewiston. We have a crash on State Road 80 near County Route 833, tracking some roadblock at that intersection and delays nearby. If you happen to be heading just south of the Glades County line, watch out because troopers are also there on that crash scene. Heading through Alligator Alley, looks like we're getting that crash cleared up at mile marker 85, just off the exit to State Road 29, a little bit to the west. Not causing any roadblock there. That's the good news if you're heading out toward the East Coast this morning. Rest of 75 running up to speed across the area. We are dealing with a railroad light malfunctioning along Alico Road, just off 41 at the intersection of Jean Street. So just be extra cautious out there this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Water, water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Health insurance. We all hate it, but we have to have it. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey here, and as an insurance executive for the past 10 years, I now host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I explain everything you need to know about the health insurance industry and show you all how to save money. For more information, tune in this Saturday at 11 or call now for a free quote at 239-633-3140 or online at tylermccluskey.com.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
You want to go to the islands? Call Island Air. Island Air wants to send you to the island.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news. Do you want to go on a cruise or luxury condo vacation? Well, now you can. Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Goodbye, Pest. I'll see you later. I called National
exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Condolences to the Stones. It's a huge blow to them because Charlie was a rock. Fantastic drummer. Steady as a rock. Love you, Charlie. I always loved you. Beautiful man. Great condolences and sympathies to his family.
Do you recognize that voice? Jake the Millennial, do you recognize the voice?
Ozzy?
No, it's not Ozzy Osbourne. That's Paul McCartney. Do you know who Paul McCartney is?
Beatles, yeah. I know.
He's a Beatles guy, right. Do you know what instrument Paul McCartney played?
Probably all of them.
He played all of them. One famously, if you had to pick one of them.
Probably the guitar.
He played the bass guitar.
That's the same thing.
Not really. So that's Paul McCartney talking about the death of Charlie Watts. Do you know who Charlie Watts was?
I'm guessing a producer.
Charlie Watts was a drummer. Charlie Watts passed away yesterday at the age of 80 with he was part of one of the longest running rock bands in history. Would you like to guess which band that was? Charlie Watts was the drummer of the band.
I don't know.
Have you heard of the Rolling Stones?
Of course.
Okay. He was the drummer in the Rolling Stones. He passed away yesterday at the age of 80. Peacefully at a London hospital. He's been with them since 1963. And they were getting ready to do another tour. The Stones are going back on tour again, but he announced he wasn't going to do the tour, this rescheduled tour that they were planning on doing. And unfortunately, Charlie Watts passed away. A Rolling Stones song. Are you familiar with any Rolling Stones songs?
A few.
Can you name one? Give me one of the most famous, one of the most well-known Rolling Stones songs right off the top of your head.
Yeah, I'm going to fumble this one.
Yeah, you sure? You know what? You have to have the ball in order to fumble it. I'm not even sure you got that far. It's a known fact that one of the most popular songs of the Rolling Stones for the past 50 years, 60 years, I don't even know how long they've been together, right? 60, 50, 60, is certainly the 1964 Rice Krispies commercial. Oh, did you not know that they did a Rice Krispies commercial in 1964?
Wake up in the morning, there's a snap around the plate.
and there's a crackle in your face. Wake up in the morning, there's a pop that really says Rice Krispies to you and you and you.
Yeah, there it is. Not many people know that, but in 1964 in the UK, they ran a Rice Krispies commercial, and that's what that sounded like.
That's probably one of the better jingles I've heard that was created
You
by
see,
Rice.
that's what made the Rolling Stones and continues to make them great. I wonder if I don't know. Do they go out on tour without their drummer? What do you think?
I don't think my opinion matters when it comes to something
That it's true. Some might say it's. Well, I'm not even going to go there. But that's your opinion. But anyway, the point is that yes, Charlie Watts passed away at the age of 80, and that was a little bit of Paul McCartney, who, of course, longtime acquaintance, and that back and forth has always been there. Who is the greatest rock band ever? Is it the Beatles or the Rolling Stones? And so that's been a debate, and I don't know how you say it is not the Rolling Stones, considering that the Beatles never did a Rice Krispies commercial. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's in case you want to watch the program. And please subscribe to the podcast. You can go to DrewSteele.com or just type in Drew Steele to your favorite podcast location. There's a link there at the website. So this story out of Red State was something that I was getting to earlier in the hour. You think Afghanistan is a disaster, you're missing the big picture. Get ready to be told it's the new Berlin airlift. What does this mean? The sad part of what has been happening in Afghanistan, and a lot of the stories in the news that we're starting to hear, on the heels of a 6-minute long Joe Biden presser, not taking any questions, spending some of the time, most of the time, talking how great Build It Better is. I mean, if Build Back Better is doing what he's doing in Afghanistan, if that's your Build Back Better Afghanistan, and that's an example of it, yeah, Republicans, you need to grow a spine and start pushing back really, really, really hard against Democrats, because he's the head of the party. Well, he's not really the head of the party. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's the head of the party. I think if we're gonna really be honest about it, right? As she sits back and laughs with her gavel. On the heels of what we're finding out, internal numbers that are suggesting that the White House is poised to leave several thousand Americans behind in Afghanistan, the majority of Americans who are blaming Joe Biden for this mismanagement, the polling numbers are an absolute positive disaster. And everybody sees what is happening here. This USA Today Suffolk poll, a massive collapse in his approval, far below anything previously registered. As you've probably heard a bunch of times, 41% approval, which means almost 60% of the country disapproves. Barely had a 50% of approval for the handling of the pandemic. 39% approve of his handling of the economy. Who are the 39% going, you know what, the gas prices and food prices don't bother me at all. I'm good. Oh, yeah. Afghanistan? Oh, no, he's taking this head on, and he's not afraid of anything. Joe Biden is a fighter. Lunch Bucket Joe. Not sure if he knows where his lunch bucket is. If he's carrying around an actual bucket that has his lunch in it, would he know the difference? On the heels of all of this, the question is, how does this administration get out of this? Right? If we're talking about the political ramifications of what's happening right now, and everything that we know, and what a disaster it's going to be. By the way, Representative Mike Waltz is going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour. He was there on Capitol Hill yesterday, just lambasting, going after this administration and getting into detail about everything that's going on in Afghanistan. We're going to really dig into the details coming up at 8 o'clock. But how do they spin out of this? Politically, how do they save face? While most of the world looks on in horror at the epic incompetence of Joe Biden and his sycophants in creating and carrying out a once-in-a-generation tragedy in Kabul, the foundation is being laid to convert this into a major Biden political success. How? How are they going to do it? Well, it started yesterday with Jen Psaki being asked about this, right?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Is there any concern that maybe trying to reach this deadline and get everybody out, mistakes are being made now that there is a report that at least one of the Afghans evacuated to Qatar has suspected ISIS ties?
Well, first, I would say we have a stringent vetting process, which includes background checks before any individual comes to the United States.
Well, clearly, the background checks aren't working, even though we're talking about coming here to the United States. It didn't work when they went to Qatar, so it doesn't seem very strict and rigid.
So I can't speak to one individual, but I can tell you and confirm for you that we take the vetting of any individual who comes to the United States and comes out incredibly seriously.
Let me just stop for a second. Does anybody believe this? Does anybody believe her? How many people believe what Jen Psaki says? How many people believe what Joe Biden says? All the lies that have been told right to your face. What you see is not what you see. What you hear is not what you hear. That is happening right now in Kabul. But you can trust us on this. Does anybody?
And it's an extensive process. I would say that this is now on track, Peter, to be the largest airlift in U.S. history. And that is bringing American citizens out. It is bringing our Afghan partners out. It is bringing allies out. So no, I would not say that is anything but a success.
There it is. So I would not say that this is anything but a success. People heard that yesterday and were like, are you joking? You can't be serious. You can't tell us that it's a success. Everybody sees what's happening. This is not a success. But wait a second. You got to put on the Marxist, communist, leftist, Democrat, socialist media little hat there. Put that hat on you. Why that music? That's putting on hat music. Okay. What if you could take half the country who clearly voted for Joe Biden or believes in Joe Biden or believes in Democrats, or maybe it's not half, but it's certainly a number that is significant. And how do you convince them that after all is said and done, with the media joining in and others on social media, that you can spin this into a positive as opposed to a negative? She just planted the seed. Wouldn't say it was anything but a success. So remember when we started this, I said, get ready to be told it's the new Berlin airlift. Like this was a success. Like we were able to do something. The Berlin airlift, meaning the separation of Berlin into East and West Berlin and the Soviets who were trying to cut off supplies to other portions of Germany after World War II. And what they were trying to do was stop the U.S., France, the U.K. from being able to supply the Allies, cutting that off to supply the East, thinking that everybody would be willing to go to the West, to the East, would be willing to go to the Soviet side if all the supplies and everything were cut off, until there was an airlift of supplies and more. And come to find out it didn't happen. Like this is a serious airlift. Like this was individuals, this was materials, this is people. This is a big success, the airlift. So what if you were able to compare it? Ron Klain is the White House chief of staff who laid another seed down, as he retweeted just some rando on Twitter that said, this now matches the Berlin airlift, widely regarded by historians as the greatest in history. They took a year and a half. This took so far a week and a half under more difficult conditions, both on the ground and finding places for people. People need to know this. What? And then others come along and say the same thing. I feel like the initial coverage of Biden's world historic incompetence may have missed some of the nuances of what's actually going on in Afghanistan, and then repeating this idea of an airlift. How brilliant it is. That comment was out there as well. More people in the media, more people, former politicians, repeating this same line. Joe Lockhart, who is a CNN political analyst. He worked for the Clinton White House. For those who love to make historical comparisons, many of whom know nothing about history, the U.S. military evacuated about 7,000 people from Saigon. The U.S. military has already evacuated 37,000 people from Afghanistan. Bet you haven't read or heard that. And then repeating again, one of the most famous airlifts in history was post-World War II Berlin. 48,000 people out over a year and a half. And we'll surpass that figure in the next day or two. Little doubt this will end up as the most successful post-war airlift in history. They are already planting the seed to make it seem like this is going to be one big, giant success. You know, the media, if they don't report on people left behind, Americans left behind in Afghanistan or deaths, reporting it, does that mean that it didn't happen? Again, the seeds are being planted for some of the most outrageous things you could not imagine in your life, and there they are. A success? Nobody sees this as a success, except the left, who is desperate to make this into something that it's not, because politically, the only thing they care about, not the lives of individuals, not the lives of Americans, not the safety and security of Americans, because if you did, you'd be honest about all of this. If you did, you wouldn't bring things up like this to try to set the stage. If you did, you might actually be honest about some of the therapies that could have saved lives when it comes to COVID. There's news on that. Dr. Fauci all of a sudden believes in monoclonal antibodies and the use of them before people get to the hospital. Really? How many lives could have been saved if we heard this news sooner? We're going to get to that in just a second. But when you care about politics more than you care about lives, people, American citizens, then you are willing to do just about anything that it takes to make something that is an absolute abhorrent disaster and change it into something that could be the most successful since post-World War II Berlin. Keep an eye out for it. Keep an eye out for it. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can watch the program there and subscribe to the podcast. It'll be up in just a few minutes, the first hour on the way. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When you call Conditioned Air, your comfort becomes our main priority. We put customer relationships first, and our team is committed to earning your trust and exceeding your expectations. You can count on us for straightforward answers and smart solutions. This is why our employees receive bonuses based on compliments from customers, not on sales goals. Your comfort comes first, and that's why we've been Southwest Florida's comfort people since 1962. Call the Conditioned Air team today at 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like, and guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style, and that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life, and my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
Presented by LeMesa RV of Fort Myers. Starting Thursday, RV Show USA is inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center. Hundreds of new and used RVs have been gathered and priced to sell. Enjoy discounts on top names like Winnebago, Fleetwood, Integra, and more. Plus, a great selection of discounted used RVs to choose from. Free parking and admission. For more information, see rv.fun. RV Show USA inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center starts Thursday.
The economy's up, unemployment is down, and home sales are on the rise again.
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Dick.
And I'm Harry.
And we're real estate agents.
Well, it looks like it's that time of year again, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry thinks they can sell real estate.
If you want a qualified and experienced team to sell your home, call the Morrison Renault team with United Real Estate Infinity. Call 239-246-7859. That's 239-246-7859.
You heard us right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right.
Democrats
all
passed
along.
the voting rights bill in the House. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The vote was 219 to 212 with no Republican support. It's meant to make it easier for the Justice Department to step in and stop discrimination in state and local elections. This is separate from the For the People Act already passed by the House and stalled in the Senate. That would create federal voting standards and change some campaign finance and ethics laws. Republicans call both bills federal paragraphs. The House has also advanced the Democrats' big budget plan.
A $3.5 trillion budget framework cleared the House on a straight party line vote, clearing the way for congressional committees to put together a legislative package House Speaker Nancy Pelosi compares to the New Deal or the Great Society.
This legislation will be the biggest
and perhaps most controversial initiatives that any of us have ever undertaken in our official lives.
The budget won support from every Democrat, including a group of moderates demanding a vote on a Senate-passed $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Pelosi has agreed to hold that vote in the House no later than September 27th. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
2 members of Congress, both veterans, have made an unauthorized trip to Afghanistan.
Despite warnings from the State Department and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi against lawmakers diverting resources by traveling to Afghanistan, Massachusetts Democrat Seth Moulton and Michigan Republican Peter Meyer revealing the pair traveled to Kabul to conduct what they called oversight on the mission to evacuate Americans and our allies. The Washington Post quotes a senior administration official as saying the trip was moronic and selfish.
Fox's Sean Langell. New York's new Governor Kathy Hochul on her first day announces her state will join others requiring masks for coronavirus protection in schools.
None of us want a rerun of last year's horrors with COVID-19. Therefore, we will take proactive steps to prevent that from happening.
She wants school staff vaccinated or tested weekly. The Supreme Court rules former President Trump's Remain in Mexico policy for asylum seekers must be reinstated pending legal challenges. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through I-75. Pretty quiet commute up and down the interstate across Southwest Florida. We are quiet on the bridges as well between the Cape and Fort Myers. Still only taking you about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. Through Clewiston, we're dealing with a crash right now at County Route 833 and State Road 80 just south of the county line with roadblock at the intersection. Crash also at Bonita Beach Road and Oakland Drive in Bonita Springs with possible injuries. And one over at Wingfoot Drive and Delaware Road. No injuries thankfully reported there. Just expect to see some delays. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ.
Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on select in-stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions.
Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program. And please subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate it that you're listening each and every day. Hour 1 already up this morning, so you have the opportunity to listen right now or at your convenience, and we thank you so much for that. All right, we're going to get back to a little bit more about Afghanistan and the President Joe Biden building the Taliban back better, as some people have put it. If we're going to be honest, you know, he's talking about building back better. Well, the Taliban, sure. I mean, when you give them all kinds of credibility and whatever they want. Hey, listen, you guys tell us what you want to do as far as Americans in Afghanistan.
But the completion by August 31st depends upon the Taliban continuing to cooperate and allow access to the airport for those who were transporting out. And no disruptions to our operations.
Just as long as they're cooperating, everything's fine. I mean, right? You guys just let us know what you want us to do. Of course, there's the acquiescing of this president to the Taliban and their demands. And boy, I'll tell you what, nothing doesn't say strength. Again, you know, this is one of those things that we're going to continue to talk about, get into more detail today. And why would he do this? What really is happening here? And again, how many times we could talk about this? If you're trying to figure out what a president might do across the board, top to bottom, from a border to Afghanistan, to inflation, to the economy, to $5.5 trillion in spending money we do not have, and the destruction of the free market and capitalism as we know it, and so much more. You can't tell me that a party doesn't do this and a president doesn't do this unless they hate you, unless they don't like the country and they want it fundamentally changed. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I don't know. If you're a Democrat, explain to us, please come on this program and call 239-479-5592 and explain to us how you think any of this is a positive. And better yet, give me one thing that you can tell us about this president that is a positive. What is it? Is it just because now we don't have mean tweets? Is that what it is? Is it because now we don't have a president who says bad words? Oh, wait, hold on. Is that what it is? Because it sure seems that way. And all I see out of your party, Democrats, is a party that is fundamentally going to destroy this country, and you're being governed by people who don't like you to the point where, listen, they're not going to flat out, you're not going to say anything outrageous like they're going to kill you, nothing like that. That would be an outrageous statement. But certainly make your life miserable when it comes to taxes and mandates and all of the other things that go along with it. I'm trying to find the positive. Help us out. I mean, even the attacks on the governor of the state of Florida have become ridiculous, embarrassing, outrageous, everything that the media has been doing. And listen, this is local, state, and national, everybody. Anytime that somebody locally is repeating and ripping and reading or putting out on their websites something from the AP, let's say, for example, and what they said about Ron DeSantis and his talks about Regeneron and vaccines, you know it's all about politics, and you never even took a half of a second to figure out whether or not this is true. And when the governor's office pushed back, when the AP puts out a story and you decide to rip it and run it in your newscast, or whether you rip and run it and put it out on your website, DeSantis, top donor, invests in COVID, drug governor promotes, talking about Regeneron. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's been criticized for opposing mask mandates and vaccine passports, is now touting a COVID-19 antibody treatment in which a top donor's companies have invested in millions of dollars. Really? Until you push back and find out that, hold on a second, that's not what happened at all. None of that is true. And good for the office the governor and Christina Pushaw pushing back against all of this. A deceptive hit piece by the Associated Press against the governor. And multiple people and reporters saying that the whole idea of this was a hit piece and trying to make the governor seem as if he was somebody that was doing pay to play in promoting Regeneron. Flawed, misleading, you can go right down the line, but political is what it is. And anybody who decided to run it is complicit in this as well, in making it seem as if, unless they retracted it, unless they said, yeah, the story, when you come around and you actually see what's going on, it's not true. And there's a couple of bigger parts to this story out there. The governor was on Hannity last night and was addressing this issue. The AP going after him and Regeneron and what we're trying to do here and what he's trying to accomplish, this monoclonal antibody that has had great success. And he said this yesterday.
Well, it was clearly a partisan hit piece. They're trying to act like this is not effective treatment, that we're doing it to boost. It was a bizarre theory to boost Regeneron's stock price. But as you know, Sean, President Trump bought out all the Regeneron last year. So it's already been paid for by the federal government. What we take down from Florida and give to patients, there's no charge for it. It has no financial incentive at all. All we're trying to do is help people. And this was underutilized for the last 9 months. And what we found is, as hospital admissions were going up in Florida, most of these people didn't know about this treatment who got hospitalized. And we believe had they gotten it, many of them would not have needed to go into the hospital.
And that's part of what the governor was trying to accomplish, right? We hear all the time about hospitals here in Southwest Florida and across the state and how overwhelmed they are and all the cases that are coming in and what are we supposed to do? Never mind the fact that it would be sure nice to not have just one hospital plan or hospital group here in Southwest Florida. It would be nice if there were other hospitals that were invited into Southwest Florida to open up bed space and to have more doctors here. But that's no, it's not beside the point. That's something that I've argued for years here, how there can only be one in Southwest Florida. Why are we not open up to other hospitals to be able to come to Southwest Florida to help those that are in need here? But no. We can only have what? One. Is that how that works? Why does it work that way? I've always had a question about that. And then, listen, I don't want to be harsh, but I'm just asking the question. You had 18 months and you know exactly what's going on with COVID and you know all of these things. I'm assuming more bed space was created. I'm assuming more ventilators and other pieces of equipment were purchased and everything so that nothing would happen until with regard to being overwhelmed. I mean, certainly you were prepared for the worst, I would hope, at this point, 18 months into a pandemic, that we pretty much know what's going on. But there's a whole other side to this story, and I'm going to get to in just a second. And the governor is saying, listen, you're telling us the hospitals are overwhelmed. We're seeing the amount of cases, and we're saying, how do we stop you from getting to the hospital? Yesterday, I spent a lot of time on therapies, and I would encourage you to go to my podcast and listen to yesterday's program when I talked about ivermectin and other products that are out there on the market that could help you to not go to the hospital so they're not overwhelmed. And why is it that people are so quick to push against it? And now the governor comes out and says, listen, Regeneron, this is something that has shown such great promise. Why are we not using this monoclonal antibody? Why are we not? It would be awful, horrific, if we were to find out, for example, and I'm just going to put this out there, wouldn't it be horrific if you found out today, listen to me, this is very important. This is the time to get you all gather around your radio. If you're getting ready to walk out of your car, I'm just suggesting that you sit in your car right now and hear this because it's important. Wouldn't it be horrific if you were to find out now that somebody who should have known for a long time, for years, that a product could help you from getting to hospital because COVID, let's say, was overwhelming your system and you couldn't do anything from home? If there were a product that you can take before you get to hospital so that you wouldn't have to go to the hospital because it had such great success and you knew it. Wouldn't it be horrible if you didn't say anything until now? Wouldn't it be awful? Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing?
I'd like to spend the next couple of minutes in addressing a much underutilized intervention for COVID-19, and that is the use of monoclonal antibodies for the treatment and prevention of SARS-CoV-2 infection and COVID-19 disease.
Oh, there's Dr. Fauci from yesterday. Dr. Fauci yesterday. And there he is. And he's having a White House COVID-19 task force press conference. Talking with Dr. Walensky and others. And he wants to talk about monoclonal antibodies. So he wants to talk about Regeneron, which the governor has brought here into the state of Florida in a bunch of different, I think 10 or 12 or 50. I mean, I'm not sure how many different places that you can go now to get it. An opportunity for you to get Regeneron, monoclonal antibodies that could help to stop you from having the kind of severity with COVID-19 that you would need to go to the hospital and overwhelm the hospitals. So what would you like to say about this, Dr. Fauci?
And in this regard, clinical trials have demonstrated that early treatment with anti-SARS-CoV-2 monoclonal antibodies can reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
Wait, hold on a second. What did he just say about Regeneron?
By 70 to 85%.
What?
Can reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
How long has Dr. Fauci known about Regeneron? How long has Dr. Fauci not only known about Regeneron, but known this? Are you telling me now? Are you communicating to people on this COVID-19 task force press conference yesterday? Are you telling us that now you're letting everybody know that COVID-19 sufferers can reduce the risk of hospitalization and death by up to 85% if they receive monoclonal antibody treatments in the early stages of the illness? How long have you known this? I've got information right in front of me from the Washington Post that talks about monoclonal antibodies are free and effective against COVID-19, but few people are getting them. I see New England Journal of Medicine, April 19th, 2018, monoclonal antibodies for emerging infectious diseases, co-authored by Dr. Anthony Fauci. You've known for how long about Regeneron? And now, only now, are you discovering for the first time magically? I had no idea that all of a sudden it's 70 to 85% effective. In other words, keeping people out of hospital, saving people's lives. Lives could have been saved. How many people do you know in Southwest Florida that had absolutely no therapies in their hands? Nothing. We're told nothing by anyone until they had to go to a hospital and ultimately what happened to their condition and how they ended up, maybe passed away. How many people could have been helped by a monoclonal antibody that's been known about for quite a long time? And is it possible, I'm just suggesting, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm suggesting, is it possible that in your zeal to get people vaccinated, to push for vaccination as the only way to do anything when it comes to COVID, is it possible that you ignored this? I mean, it can only be a couple of things. Either nobody decided to look into this and find out the efficacy, and only now are you deciding and finding out that it's actually working 70 to 85%, the chances of severe illness and hospitalization. But we had no idea. We never took the time. Either that or Man, it would be awful if it was the other side, which is you've known this all along, but for some reason, you felt like the only thing you could possibly do is talk about vaccines, and therapies were not an option to discuss. That would be horrific if that were the case. I'm just asking questions. And you spend, and the AP spends, and the left, and all of you people who despise Ron DeSantis, and if you're on the school board or a commissioner or a city councilman or somebody who wants to run for office in the state or nationally, you hate, despise Ron DeSantis. How many times did you put this out? How many times did you go after Ron DeSantis about Regeneron? How many times did you share the AP story thinking that it was all pay for play? Oh, that's the only thing that he cared about. And in the meantime, you have Dr. Fauci sitting back, who's known quite a lot about monoclonal antibodies. Heck, he co-authored a piece in the New England Journal of Medicine about it in 2018. And then yesterday wants to talk about it and how effective it is.
Can reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
Now what are you going to say about DeSantis? Now what are you going to say about what he's doing? Now can we talk about a lot of the questions that we have about hospitals and doctors and what they have been able to find out about therapies and things to do so that you can make sure that a patient doesn't go to the hospital and things that can be done, and how much of a fault it's maybe not theirs, but it's certain individuals who've withheld this information? I mean, is that possible? Or just magically we discovered this just now? A lot of questions. You're asking for trust. I don't know how you get it, especially in the media. When you try to go after Ron DeSantis for doing the right thing, and ultimately you've got Fauci turning around and going, oh, yeah, it cuts risk in hospitalization and death up to 85%. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners.
The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help. Hey, this is Papa reporting that we have had an increasing number of phone calls from homeowners. Apparently, a number of the insurance companies have changed their underwriting standards regarding tile roofs. We believe that because of the recent hurricanes and the billions of dollars they paid out in claims, the insurance companies are instituting much stricter guidelines. We have had several thousand calls since Hurricane Irma, whereby homeowners were denied what seemed to be legitimate claims. Invariably, these denials were based upon what the insurance company called so-called normal wear and tear, on issues pointing to slipped or cracked tiles, separation in the ridge caps, or deterioration at the base of the air vents or bathroom stacks that were not previously corrected, and invariably because these issues were not visible from the ground. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, please call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to help you and your tile roof. Call Papa at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Spectacular summer savings are happening right now at Duncan's Diamonds. Now through Sunday at 5 p.m., we're cutting prices on a multi-million-dollar collection of diamonds and jewelry. Earrings, bands, pendants, colored gemstones, wedding bands, engagement ring mountings. Save an extra 20% off Duncan's Diamonds' already unbeatable prices. We're breaking all the rules for this. Plus, all new collections have been flown in. But hurry, this amazing once-a-year buying opportunity ends Sunday, only at Duncan's Diamonds. Spectacular summer savings are happening right now at Duncan's Diamonds, located in Fort Myers on US 41, half-mile south of Page Field, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, also in Naples at Mercado. Now through Sunday at 5 p.m., we're cutting prices on a multi-million-dollar collection of diamonds and jewelry. Earrings, bands, pendants, colored gemstones, wedding bands, engagement ring mountings. Save an extra 20% off Duncan's Diamonds' already unbeatable prices. But hurry, this amazing once-a-year buying opportunity ends Sunday, only at Duncan's Diamonds.
Conditioned Air is looking for the best of the best in HVAC to join our winning team. If you consider yourself an A player and love customer service, you should apply so we can get your career path started. We have several top-paying positions available now in Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Naples. Find out more about our new hire bonus and apply online at conditionedair.com. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. License number CAC 1819590.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and that single sentence has done more to preserve liberty than any part of the Constitution, but it's also under constant attack. Last session, your Republican legislature killed more than 20 bills directly attacking the Second Amendment. Bills were filed to repeal Florida's Stand Your Ground law, to ban assault weapons, to require background checks to purchase ammunition, to regulate how you can store weapons in your own home, and to allow local governments to make their own gun control laws. Every single one of those bills was stopped in its tracks. This is Spencer Roach, and the Second Amendment is the only permission slip I need to carry a gun, and you have my commitment that I will resist any action that attempts to violate it. because I understand what shall not be infringed means. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. Germany says it will try to help Afghans looking to leave even after the deadline President Biden says he's sticking to.
Despite enormous pressure from U.S. allies and Democrats and Republicans, President Biden is not budging from next week's deadline. Some U.S. forces have already begun to leave ahead of that August 31st deadline.
Fox's Doug Luzader, the FAA opens a new safety review into Boeing.
According to the FAA, there have been reports from Boeing employees regarding their ability to be transparent with regulators. A Boeing spokesperson said the company takes, quote, these matters with the utmost seriousness and is taking steps to bolster the independence of those employees charged with reporting to the FAA.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni. And tennis champ Serena Williams is out of next week's U.S. Open because her torn hamstring hasn't fully healed. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Tracking major backups because of a crash with roadblock in Bonita Springs right off the I-75 southbound exit 116 to Bonita Beach Road. This is at the intersection of Oakland Drive. Crashes in the intersection, but we've got 2 left lanes blocked out there, so expect to see some slowdowns or avoid Bonita Beach Road for the time being if you can. We also have a crash on Wingfoot Drive right near Delaware Drive, heading through the San Carlos Park area, right around the corner from San Carlos Park Elementary, and a crash on San Carlos Boulevard near 3 Oaks Parkway, just south of 3 Oaks Park. Another crash to watch for McGregor Boulevard right now, heading out toward the Sanibel Causeway. It's right at the toll plaza that takes you on and off of the causeway in the area. Otherwise, in Collier County, just dealing with one crash on Immokalee Road at 47th Avenue Northeast in the Estates. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independent.
At Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Listen up, vehicle owners. Waiting to sell your vehicle can cost you thousands of dollars. If you have a car, truck, SUV, or van, Sutherland buys it. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now.
It's Florida's newest and easiest way to sell or trade your vehicle. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are Florida's #1 dealer. And right now, we're paying 130% book value for your vehicle. Sell your car today. No matter if it's a current loan, lease, or paid off, Sutherland buys it. No matter the make, model, or mileage, Sutherland buys it. No matter when or where you bought it, Sutherland buys it. You could drive a newer, nicer car for less than you're paying now. Log on to SutherlandBuysIt.com. Get an offer for your vehicle right now. Waiting can cost you thousands. Sutherland is paying 130% book value today. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com. See dealer for details.
We're always looking the future straight in the eye. At FPL, we're planning, preparing, and investing in clean energy. Because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can certainly watch there at the website and subscribe to the podcast. We thank you so much for that. Type in Drew Steele into your favorite podcast location, or you can go to drewsteele.com and there's a link there. All right, Florida's conservative voice. It's Brendan Leslie. Here he is. flconservativevoice.com is the website. I want to go over a couple of the things on the website. And also, we got a lot of calls coming in. As a matter of fact, we had a doctor that I just wanted to talk to because he had a comment about some of his thoughts on what is happening with Regeneron and COVID positive patients. And I wanted to get his thoughts. So hopefully it dropped. So hopefully he'll call back. But first of all, Brendan, how are you this morning?
Good. How are we doing, Drew?
We're doing great. All right. Before we get to the calls and we talk about Ron DeSantis, I did want to get to some of the headlines that I see that are on the website, flconservativevoice.com. So tell me a little bit about this Florida Democrat, Anna Escamani, because something very interesting happened with her that I think we should call out.
Yeah, so she sent out a tweet the other day saying, make sure you mask up and get your vaccine. She didn't specify when to mask up, just the fact that you need to mask up. As you see, leftists across the nation are starting to call for masks 24/7 again. And it's just complete and utter nonsense. And then shortly after, probably about 6 hours later, I can't remember off the top of my head, she sent out another tweet, a picture of her without a mask and her dozen or so interns also not wearing a mask. So I promptly called her out, did a report on it saying, wow, look at that. Again, once again, for the 100 millionth time, rules for thee, but not for me. Put it all out there. She responded back on my Instagram saying, we are following CDC guidelines. We're outside. We're all vaccinated, yada, yada, yada. And then I quickly responded to her saying, you missed the point. You're a hypocrite. I'm glad you're not making your young, healthy, in shape interns wear masks. And I'm glad you're not wearing a mask because it doesn't work. But the point is, if that was a group of Republicans, oh my God, we would never hear the end of it. It's just not fair. And she's not willing to admit that. And that's the problem I have with that.
Yeah. And by the way, just in case you're wondering how the whole mask mandate thing is going indoors, outdoors, 24/7, how about the governor of Oregon yesterday? Did you hear this?
Today, I'm announcing that effective Friday, August 27th, masks will be required in all public outdoor settings where physical distancing is not possible.
We're going to have now we got mask mandates outside. And she makes the case that, listen, it's a known fact that the masks work, right? Does she say that?
Masks have proven to be effective at reducing transmission.
No, not really. I just had the report yesterday about what they do. The blue surgical face masks are only 10% effective in preventing COVID infection. This new study found at the University of Waterloo. But, 10% is a percent. So don't tell us it doesn't work because it works up to 10%, which is opening up 90%. But we don't want to talk about that portion of it. But you know how it goes, Brendan.
Well, you see, some of the worst spikes happened in states that force mask mandates. That's the only proof I need.
Yeah, and it's all out there. And if you want to go back to the 2021 school year and the mask mandates and how they worked, and even specifically month by month to see how it all went down, and those that masked up and those that didn't. And statistically, it's exactly close to being exactly the same. The numbers don't bear out this idea that mask mandates work, but we can pass on that for a second. But I do want to touch on this again before we get back to the phone calls, 239-479-5592. You have this story here in Florida Conservative Voice, flconservativevoice.com. I would be hospitalized or dead. DeSantis opened Regeneron COVID treatment, saves dying patients. Talk about that.
Yeah, so the governor has opened up 14 of these antibody treatment centers across the state, one here in Bonita Springs most recently, and it's working. It is working. This treatment helps people greatly. And they're actually, even Dr. Fauci recently said that 85% of hospitalizations will be reduced if people use this treatment. And it's really funny because once the governor, Ron DeSantis, was one of the first people to tout this and push it statewide and spend money to help it, which is a free treatment, by the way, for anyone to go. So if you think you have COVID, go right away. Don't hesitate. This stuff does work and will prevent you from going to the hospital. But the governor was the first one to tout it. And guess what? The media dragged him through the mud. The AP did a fake news piece saying it doesn't work. He's doing this because the donors want him to do it. Meanwhile, he was doing it because it actually works. And now even Fauci and the left are saying it works. So it's funny how the media is really just working to take down DeSantis at any chance they got, when really they're just putting out fake news.
That's not true, Brendan Leslie. That is absolutely not true. You can't prove that Dr. Fauci said anything about Regeneron being effective. Oh, wait a second. This just in.
Breaking news. A bombshell.
Yes, I can. Here you go.
Breaking news. A bombshell.
All right, do it.
And in this regard, clinical trials have demonstrated that early treatment with anti-SARS-CoV-2 monoclonal antibodies can reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
And my question last break was, how long has he known this? How long has he known about it? How many people in Southwest Florida could have benefited from this to the point that they wouldn't end up in the hospital and possibly passed away? Big questions we have to ask. All right, Brendan, let's go to some calls here. Representative Bob Rommel is joining us right now.
Hello, Mr. Rommel.
I see that he's called in. How are you, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for talking about this today.
Yeah, and your thoughts about all of this, especially what they've done to the governor.
You know, Drew, if we go back a few months when the vaccine started being pushed out and the governor allowed Publix to distribute it, and the same exact tagline to the T was, "Oh, Publix is the governor's big donor. That's why he's allowing Publix to distribute the vaccine."
Right.
You know, all along it's just been about getting people better. And to tag your radio station, Ron has been right all along. He didn't close down our schools. He didn't destroy businesses. Businesses booming in Florida. Statistically, we have the same infection rate, same death rate as everywhere else in the country, yet we haven't destroyed businesses, and we're coming out with ways to get people better, to treat them before they have to go to the hospital. Yet you would think that would be on the news last night, all over the news, but no, it's still about how schools are breaking the law and requiring students to be masked up.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, specifically. I want you to speak to this because this is critical. This is important. And again, we cannot say this enough, everybody. Local, local, local. When it comes to the elections, we've got to keep an eye on local elections. Nobody, not one single elected official. Oh, I have one on the phone line right now. Not one single elected official should be worried about even being primaried, because if they are strong and tough and principled, they've got nothing to worry about. I'll say it with one on the line right now because I'm not worried about him and a lot of other principled conservatives that are out there. But the issue becomes now, Bob, and it's this. I want you to speak to how important it is, these local elections, and keeping an eye on people that are running, because there are some people that will make us believe that we're not allowed to ask them about who they voted for or where they stand on issues, nonpartisan races, and then ultimately to turn around, and because they despise the governor and the former president so much that they will do things to the detriment of this community and pass on information detrimental to the well-being of people in this community because they hate the governor so much.
Drew, what some of these school districts are doing to children. They're destroying their lives. They're terrifying children. Children are afraid to go to the school because all they hear, wear masks, do this, do that. But you know what? We are a land of law and order. The law says that you cannot require children to be masked. If they want to be masked, they can, but you can't require them. So we have this fight. We have adults fighting about children, not fighting for children, but they're destroying children's lives.
Yeah. And anything you want to add to this, Brendan, before we?
Yeah, there's a really important point that I've been making about elections coming up. I just had this conversation with a friend this morning already. If you're going to see a ton of people throwing their names into elections, and a lot of them are going to be preaching "Make America Great Again" and all the MAGA stuff, that's not good enough. Don't fall into the trap of just voting on the fact that they preach the talking points of President Donald Trump. Look at the candidate, look at the substance they bring to the table, their past and their history. Don't just fall for talking points. And that's something that we got to be aware of. Yes, we want good conservative America First candidates to take over local elections. No, we don't want conservatives on face value, but deep down inside really bring nothing to the table, taking over these seats.
Yeah, no, I worry about that. I worry about some people coming into Southwest Florida and thinking there's opportunity because, listen, the left is tricky, and they could look and go, hey, we can say all of these things and run the quote unquote party line for people and get away with stealing something election wise and being quite the opposite once they're there. We've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And not even just the left, just people that are not qualified to do the job.
Yeah. Bob Rommel.
Hey, well, the media's been doing that for a year and a half with COVID, and they're going to continue to try to drive whatever agenda they want with fear. People have to realize there is a way out. The antibody treatment it's not a miracle. It's working. And what Ron is doing I don't know why every state's not doing it. I know why every state's not following, but they probably will in a few months after more people die in those states.
Well, Representative Bob Rommel, we appreciate you. All right, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, let's go to, Let's go to Lisa. Lisa's been holding patiently in North Fort Myers. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, how are you, Drew?
I'm fine. So what's on your mind, Lisa?
I'm just calling because I am a nurse. I work in a nursing home, and a few months back, several of us nurses did contract COVID from taking care of a couple patients that had COVID. And I went to the emergency room because I wasn't feeling well, and they gave me the Regeneron while I was there, and it worked magnificently. By the next day, I was feeling 1,000% better, and all of the other nurses that contracted it also received the Regeneron. Some of them through their doctor's office, which I didn't know was an option. I had never even heard of it until I went to the hospital, which is sad considering that I work in healthcare, that I didn't even know about this. But some of them also received ivermectin as a treatment from their doctor. And so now whenever I'm out in the public and people start talking about the vaccine issue and everything else, I try to constantly remind people that there are treatment modalities for this virus, that it is not a death sentence, that just because you get COVID doesn't mean you're going to die. In 99% of the cases, you do not die.
Yeah.
There's a very small percentage that do.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
Can I ask Lisa a question here?
Yeah, sure.
I got a question since we got a healthcare professional on with us. How upset as a healthcare professional such as yourself do you get when you don't see the media and these leftist politicians speaking about other ways to be proactive in preventing this virus? All we hear about is the vaccine for whatever reason, but we never hear about, eating
Therapies.
healthy, being active, doing anything you can to cut down.
It makes me extremely angry, extremely upset. And the other thing is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but recently it was passed down, I believe, from the federal government that all nursing home employees must receive the vaccination. So they are not giving us a choice at this point.
Yeah, which is another awful situation, considering that I don't understand, and I made mention of this yesterday. And Lisa, listen, thank you for the call, and thank you for your work. We appreciate it. And I made mention of this yesterday, Brendan, and I think it's so important. I am concerned that we have not had people, doctors, 50, 100, I don't know, pick a number, that are part of either the White House or the NIH or wherever you want to go with this. And, you hate to set it up as a bureaucracy, but you would imagine that you would have doctors that would be out there for the past 18 months, specifically with the sole purpose of finding therapies, early therapies, something that you could use before you end up in a hospital, not talking vaccinations or anything, but therapies because they exist. And then looking at things like ivermectin and hydroxy and other things that are out there, because there's more, and Regeneron, and looking at all the options and saying, here they are, this is the efficacy, and how we haven't done that. And how not only insulting that is, but how many lives could have been saved. I mean, you say that and you think that's hyperbolic, but it's not. It's true. It's the fact that there are lives that could have been saved in Southwest Florida if only that were put out there as an option to begin with. That was known to the medical community as an option because it was peer-reviewed or it was studied, and they had not turned around and tried to make it a negative like they're doing with ivermectin. I mean, it's just a fact.
If we lived in a just society, a lot of these politicians would be facing murder and be in jail right now for everything they've done in politicizing COVID to their benefit. Let's be perfectly clear. The reason why there is such a strong push for these vaccines and now a booster shot for the rest of your life, got to get 50 boosters, is because they are making billions, if not trillions, off of this. They say the vaccine is free. No. The vaccine is not free. Those companies are being paid, and it's by our tax dollars. So keep that in mind. There are other ways to fight this virus. And let me just throw out some quick stats before we leave here. Nearly 40% of our nation is obese. And what is one of the number one comorbidities when it comes to being hospitalized or dying from COVID-19? Obesity, 78% of the cases, in fact. And that's according to the Johns Hopkins research. So that's fact. We need to start focusing on other ways to be proactive in fighting this virus, because I hate to break it to all of you, it's not going anywhere. It's going to become, it's a seasonal virus. We're in a seasonal peak right now. We had a peak last year at the same exact time. It's not going anywhere. How do we combat that? Being proactive, seeking therapies, and just being smarter.
Yeah, and listen, three things I would put out there quickly is, number one, that I would love to hear from physicians, doctors, and their thoughts and opinions on therapies and Regeneron, and hear from them specifically. We had one that called. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold, and they were concerned about, the profitability of those that would be not only getting the vaccines, but end up in hospitals, and the profits that they make. I mean, it's not like they're sitting around doing all of this for free necessarily, number one. Number two, the idea that we can talk about therapies and why we haven't done this, and the concerns that many people have. And then the third part of it is something that I'm just going to say personally for me. Listen, you make your own medical choice. You want to get vaccinated, that is up to you. You don't want to get vaccinated, that should be up to you. And mask mandates and the like, masking or non-masking, you make those decisions. But also to be able to have the ability to be informed enough through a doctor or someplace that you can go where you can see studies and reviewed studies that will say to you that there are therapies and examples of therapies that work, and that option to be out there as well. I think that's only fair, and something that we don't talk about enough as well. So that is totally you and your family and your family's decision, and I'm fine with all of it. All right, Brenda, we got to run, and the phones are just going absolutely nuts. So we're going to pick up some more on this coming up in just a bit. All right, my friend, flconservativevoice.com. There he is. It's Brendan Leslie. He's standing there, but you can't see him. But I don't even know if he's standing. He may be sitting. Either way.
Sitting. Have a good one, Drew.
Okay, I'll see you later. All right, 239-479-5592. I'm looking at the time. Unfortunately, we ran long. Drees College, we'll do it tomorrow for sure. We always enjoy doing that, certainly. We'll get to a lot of these calls coming up. Looking forward to that. Plus, at about 8:15, I believe, Representative Michael Waltz is going to join us. He was up on Capitol Hill talking about the situation in Afghanistan, very passionate, and digging into some of the details and some of the things that he's heard on Capitol Hill about what's going on. Important stuff coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Matt and Justin here with Island Air.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
We know that replacing your air conditioning system is a stressful purchase. Usually it's something that you didn't plan on, very inconvenient, always seems to happen at the worst time, and we were trying to find a way to ease that burden.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call Island Air and get that outdated system replaced, and included with your purchase, you will get a vacation voucher of your choosing.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
County Commissioner Kevin Ruane is fighting to protect our water quality. The Army Corps of Engineers has announced their new plan for the management of Lake Okeechobee, which will result in even more harmful discharges into the Caloosahatchee River. Kevin Ruane says no. Kevin is fighting against this plan, which protects the East Coast while harming our local waterways. He's leading the charge for modifications to balance flows to both coasts and to utilize the additional storage capacity in Lake Okeechobee now that $2 billion of repairs have been made to the Herbert Hoover Dike. Kevin Ruane knows that we should not bear the brunt of the effects from discharges while the East Coast gets none. He understands that if this plan is not modified, it will affect the quality of life, our real estate values, and our economy. We can't afford another water crisis. This is about more than just water quality. It's about our community, our children, our grandchildren, and our economy. We can count on County Commissioner Kevin Ruane to fight for us. Sponsored by Friends of Kevin Ruane, 1375 Jackson Street, number 202, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Call today for a free consultation. Discount to military, first responders, and Biden voters who wish they voted for Trump now, as well as Trump voters. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit RockSolidNaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day that could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
You can't go wrong when you're getting it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Six days to get it done. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Biden says we're on track to complete evacuations and withdraw troops from Afghanistan by the August 31st deadline if the Taliban, now in control of the country, keeps allowing people to get to the airport.
He did not address reports that a Taliban leader said earlier Tuesday that no Afghan nationals will be allowed to go to the airport in Kabul any longer. The president did reference his virtual meeting with the G7 ally nations, saying they're united in their approach to the Taliban.
We agreed the legitimacy of any future government depends on the approach it now takes to uphold international obligations, including to prevent Afghanistan from being used as a base for terrorism.
And said the allies agreed they each have an obligation to resettle Afghan refugees. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
House Democrats advanced their $3.5 trillion budget plan to be written up by congressional committees with a deadline set for September 27th to vote on a bipartisan infrastructure plan. The House also passes the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, named for the Georgia congressman and civil rights leader who died last year. It restores more federal oversight of state and local elections, undoing two Supreme Court decisions taking away provisions of the 1965 Voting Rights Act.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House acted in much the same way Lewis approached these important issues.
How he fought the fight himself, revered the past that brought him to the place he was, and looked to the future.
The bill's future, not so certain. Senate Republicans seek to block it and may use a filibuster to do it. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Vice President Harris in Vietnam takes a moment of silence and lays flowers at a monument where Senator John McCain's plane was shot down during the war in 1967. He died 3 years ago today. The vice president also announces the donation of 1 million more doses of coronavirus vaccine to Vietnam. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News Traffic.
Good morning. Tracking some major slowdowns along I-75 southbound, approaching Bonita Beach Road and getting off to that exit 116 southbound. There's a crash at westbound Bonita Beach Road and Oakland Drive. That's right near the gas station and McDonald's over there west of the interstate, and that's causing a lot of those backups. There's a roadblock in two of the left westbound lanes out there. Also have a crash we're watching on Alico Road near Lee Road. A crash near San Carlos Park Elementary School along that stretch of Winged Foot Drive and Delaware Road just off of Lee Road. And another crash in that area near San Carlos Boulevard and Three Oaks Parkway. If you're heading out towards Sanibel, there's also an accident going on along the Sanibel Causeway Toll Plaza on McGregor Boulevard right near Panorasa Boat Ramp. And keeping an eye on a disabled vehicle causing delays at the intersection of Immokalee Road and Livingston Road in North Naples. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends.
Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis, sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program. We're going to get to your phone calls coming up in just a second. And also, check out the podcast. Hour 1 and 2 are already up. You can subscribe to the podcast by going to DrewSteele.com. There's a link there. Or just type in Drew Steele to any of your favorite podcast locations. There's no doubt that Joe Biden is letting the Taliban dictate what is and isn't.
And are you committed to making sure that the troops stay until every American who wants to be out is out?
The Taliban is warning the United States not to extend that August 31st withdrawal deadline.
President Biden has decided he will not extend that August 31st deadline, meaning America's massive rescue mission will end in just 1 week.
This is an outrage. And we're going to talk to Representative Michael Waltz, who's going to join us, it's been a while, in just a little bit to talk about this specifically in his thoughts and what he's hearing behind the scenes. You know, again, as Democrats do, in the front of the cameras, they tell you one thing. Behind the scenes, they tell you another thing. What are they telling representatives there on Capitol Hill? We're going to get to that coming up in just a second. Jen Psaki, could there possibly be citizens left behind in Afghanistan after August 31st? She expects there could be some. We're going to talk about that as well. Plus some big victories with the Supreme Court dealing the Biden administration a blow regarding the Remain in Mexico policy. They want that to be back and reinstated. So that is some good decision making right there. A 6-3 decision. It's an order denying the administration's application for stay, noting that they had failed to show a likelihood of success on the claim that the memorandum rescinding the migrant protection protocols was not arbitrary and capricious. So that is some good news there. So some victories. So we're going to talk about all that coming. Oh, and by the way, a top Pennsylvania state senator is saying that they're going to commit to a forensic election audit. Some more election audits. That hasn't gone away, everybody. It's okay to talk about election integrity because we care about it. And we care about your phone calls, too. 239-479-5592. Carol's been holding patiently in Naples. Hey, Carol, how are you?
Good. How are you, Drew?
Good. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, I'm a physician practicing here, and I've had, as you may well expect, many patients recently come in that were positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And I offer them alternative treatment if they wish it. I give them the risks and benefits of using the medication and allow the patients to choose whether or not they get prescribed it. And I have found that those who take the alternative treatments do very well.
So, like, what would some of those alternative treatments be? Would they be ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Regeneron, and the like?
The Regeneron is way too expensive. I use ivermectin.
Yeah. And that's been, and it's amazing to you how many times you've heard about the negative, this whole idea that the CDC and all the major media outlets saying, sorry, y'all, you got to stop going and grabbing horse pills. Stop doing this. We still are waiting for the examples of people doing that. Nobody would present that to us. They would just present us as a bunch of adults who are trying to do anything that they can to try to get out of taking a vaccine, which is not the case. Go ahead.
They call it horse medication. It is not horse medication. We use it in dogs. The vets use it in cats, horses. We use it in humans as an anti-parasite. It's been used for a long time for scabies. What they're trying to do is scare you into thinking it's just a horse medication. We're prescribing it off-label. It's just the dosage. Ivermectin is a weight-based dose.
Yep.
So the horse pills obviously are designed for an 1,800-pound animal.
Yeah.
So no, do not use horse pills.
Right, and it goes without. I mean, we don't even. We have to even say that is ridiculous, and the suggestion that there are people that are going, "Oh, maybe I should." No, you shouldn't. But that's just what, unfortunately, I feel like that's what the media does. I'm concerned again, Carol, with the people that are in Southwest Florida, and this is just a personal thought here, and you can comment on it if you like. I'm concerned that there are some physicians that will not give their patients options. We'll send them off as a COVID positive and just say, listen, here's some supplements and good luck, tough it out. As opposed to, hey, listen, you can do this so that we can get ahead of it so that you don't end up in the hospital. I wonder how many are doing it.
Exactly. I recently had a patient that I had treated who was 30 who died from COVID.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she had been given the option, if that would have helped.
Yeah.
And a lot of medicine isn't so much, oh, here, this will treat you. It often sounds kind of strange as, well, it can't hurt. And that's kind of where I am with the ivermectin.
Yeah, no doubt.
99,000 times it's not going to hurt the patient. And if it is helping, then why not?
Right. Well, listen, I appreciate the call and your work, and thank you so much as we're waiting for Representative Michael Waltz to give us a call in just a few minutes. Ben's in Cape Coral, been holding patiently. Ben, how are you today?
Good, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing well. You wanted to comment on the nurse that called earlier in the hour.
Yeah. My point is she made the comment that there's people that are still under the belief that if they get COVID, that they're going to die automatically.
Yeah.
That the amount of misinformation that's out there from the government that's been scaring people is just ridiculous.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that is even being discussed, or people are believing that is out there. Again, speaks to, unfortunately, some of the narrative that we've heard and some of the concerns that I've had with regards to even therapies and the like. And why is it that we are being denied the ability to even talk about it? Listen, you look at YouTube, you look at social media, you see what's happened. And then thanks, Ben, I appreciate the call. We all have this concern. There's no doubt about it. So certainly some of the things that we continue to talk about and watch. Let's see. We have a time to take another call. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Yvonne is in Cape Coral. Hey, Yvonne, how are you?
Hi, Drew.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus, for your program and I have family members and they have died. The doctors all in this area will not give out those ivermectin or anything else. They're scared to death. They're going to lose their practice. They will not say a word. Now, Dr. Fauci, just this morning on Fox News, announced he approved the antibody infusions.
Yeah, the monoclonal antibodies being 85%,
Yes.
70 to 85% effective. And where has he been?
Right. How can we? I know you're doing your best, Governor DeSantis, bless his heart, President Trump. I can't believe that they've done this to people. So many people have died. So let's go on forth, and we have to get this word out. Protect the doctors. Help them.
Yeah.
So they can give out these treatments. They're afraid.
Yeah,
I've talked to a lot of them.
Yeah, you'd hate to think that that is the case, but unfortunately,
Yes.
you wonder what kind of position they have been put in with the narrative that is out there, and unfortunately, this hard push for vaccinations and mandating vaccinations. Now, all of a sudden, we find something that's 85% effective, staying out of the hospital and premature death due to COVID. And now we have to start talking about therapies. And now we have to flip that around and say, well, hold on a second. How long have you known this? And why is this all of a sudden just coming out now? And listen, Yvonne, thanks for the call and keep Coral. I appreciate it and the kind words. These are the things that we want to know more about. All right. We've got to take a break. All right. Let's do that. And when we come back, Representative Mike Waltz will join us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Here's traffic with Therese O'Shea.
Heads up along 75. We have a dump truck fire that was just put out near the Daniels Parkway exit and seeing major backups on the interstate heading northbound coming off Alico Road toward Daniels Parkway. There's a left lane blocked right now along with a right-hand lane along 75 North and getting onto Daniels Parkway. Part of that entrance ramp is blocked as well. So you may want to take Treeline Avenue instead of I-75 to get around the delays out there. Seeing some southbound slowdowns because of that fire as well. Heading through 75 South in Bonita Springs, we've got delays building out there right now from Corkscrew Road down through Bonita Beach Road and a crash off the Bonita Beach exit off 75 at Bonita Beach Road and Oakland Drive causing major westbound backups with roadblock. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look out for another hazy, milky sky today as we continue to deal with some Saharan dust aloft. This will continue to limit our rain chance today, though a few thunderstorms will be possible towards the afternoon. Hot today with the high near 94 degrees. We cool down to 76, waking up on your Thursday morning as the Saharan dust moves out and rain chances increase Thursday into Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website if you want to watch. A few people I can think of that I would like to speak about this specific situation when it comes to Afghanistan and what is going on and what is being said behind the scenes and the like. And someone who's passionate about this issue is Representative Mike Waltz, who's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's been a while. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm going back and forth between rage and grief.
I know.
I
know.
We'll keep fighting this fight, but it's heartbreaking.
I know.
And it's unacceptable and it's un-American.
I know. And listen, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and being out there in front of the microphones. And you know probably just as well or better than anyone. But a couple of things that are really getting under my skin. Number one is I want to know what you know about what has been talked about behind the scenes. I'm so afraid of this. Are things being said in front of a camera by Jen Psaki and the president and others, even in the Pentagon, but behind closed doors? Are you getting a different story? What exactly is happening here?
Yeah, total disconnect, complete disconnect from what we're hearing behind closed doors from Biden's team. Unfortunately, they're in classified settings, but then what we're hearing Psaki and Biden say in public. They'll say in public, yeah, we have no issues from our allies. Yet we know that our allies are livid, and now they're having to leave their citizens behind because of this made-up arbitrary date that Biden is allowing the Taliban to dictate to him. We're hearing from the intelligence community that it's not a matter of if, but when Al-Qaeda what I'm calling Al-Qaeda 3.0 comes roaring back. So can you imagine the victims of 9/11 as we are heading into the 20th anniversary, and we've got the Taliban and Al-Qaeda flag flying over an entire country? We're hearing that DOD, the Defense Department, is completely prepared to keep Kabul airport open, and they're prepared to go get our American citizens. But yet we hear from the White House and Psaki, well, maybe some people want to get out, maybe they don't. They have to get to Kabul airport through multiple Taliban checkpoints, but the Taliban are letting them through, no problem. It's just a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he is lying, if he is heartless, or he is clueless, or all of the above. Some mix therein, but it's absolutely unacceptable.
Right, because if you, as a president or as a party, I might say, Democrats, listen, this is bigger than politics. These are American lives, people that we can't leave behind. That doesn't even register to people. Like, how you could even think that or suggest that, like, to come out boldly and say confidently, absolutely, we're not going to leave anybody behind. The fact that can't be done speaks volumes to where they are, and I'll bring the whole party into it, because where's the rest of the party saying, this is an outrage as well, and they don't do it? It's outrageous from top to bottom.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, don't even get me going on where's the left, right?
I'll get you go, please.
Yeah, I mean, right. Where is the left on the hundreds of thousands of Afghan girls that have no future, of Afghan women? The Taliban just ordered all women to stay at home. You can no longer come to work. Half of the university were women. And I could tell you where women thrive in those types of environment, extremism doesn't. So where's the left on women, on journalists, on civil society leaders that are all being hunted down and tortured and killed as we speak, right? It's hypocrisy and politics at its worst. But, at the end of the day, the number one job of the federal government, in my view, is to keep America safe.
Yep.
And my absolute belief, I know it, is that Al-Qaeda and the Taliban are tied at the hip. They are going to come roaring back. The thing that has me so mad is that future American soldiers are going to have to go back and deal with this, except it's going to be worse than September 10th. 2001. We're in a worse position now because back then we had local allies, we had some bases in the region, right? And the Taliban really was a ragtag army. Now we have no bases. Biden's given them all away. We have no local allies. They've all been hunted down, and the ones that aren't hunted down certainly aren't going to trust us anymore. And the Taliban's armed to the teeth with our equipment.
Right.
With American-made night vision, body armor, artillery, heavy weapons, tanks, billions of dollars worth that American soldiers are going to have to fight through, that are now going to be in the hands of Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and ISIS. It's outrageous.
Yeah, and I might even ask this quickly as well. I mean, has anybody given you a definitive answer as to why they gave up Bagram the way they did? I mean, understanding all of the logistics at play here. I mean, is this just being feckless, or you can't help but think to yourself, how do you have all of this time to think about this? You might even say a decade to think about this, to plan for this. You could even say that there is a former administration that had a crisis idea of bringing people together for a crisis and contingency group that would look at this situation. How do you not think that there's something else going on here other than
idiotic?
Go ahead.
It's idiotic on so many levels.
Yeah.
You had multiple runways there,
right?
Easily defensible outside of the city. You had a prison there of 5,000 of the most hardcore Taliban, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda leaders that, by the way, are all on the loose now, and who knows where they're going to end up on our southern border. And, by the way, one of the biggest justifications Biden has used for this is that, well, we've got to shift to focus on China and Russia and, bigger threats. The only base in the world sandwiched between China, Russia, and Iran was Bagram Air Base. Just a couple hundred miles from China's western border, where you know what they're doing right now? They're putting in a whole new field of ICBMs. And we had a 12,000-foot runway right there on their border. Gave it all up for nothing. And there is not a single country in the region that has agreed to allow America to base our counterterrorism forces there to go back in. We have nothing. And why this is even worse than when we pulled out of Iraq too soon, led to the ISIS caliphate. At least then we had the Kurds and we had Israel and we had the Gulf states and Turkey, and we had options. Around Afghanistan, we have nothing. We have China, Russia, Pakistan, and Iran. It's
unreal. Yeah,
it's unreal.
I know. And before I let you go, I just have to ask you this, because I think it's important that that a narrative is not created, but that the facts and the truth is presented. Because you and you've mentioned this as a Green Beret, you've sat across the table from the Taliban. You know exactly what they know or what they feel when it comes to weakness, and what it is when it comes to strength and what is being portrayed. Tell everybody specifically, as you've sat across the table from them, what you believe, what they think.
What we should be saying right now is we are coming to get every single American, and if you get in our way, we will kill you, period. That's what they understand. The more you beg and plead and concede, the more emboldened that they are, especially in jihadi circles, as they have the world's superpower groveling to allow them just a few more days, allow us a few more days to get our citizens. They understand strength, leverage, and bombs on foreheads, period. And that's what they respect, and that's what they know. But you have the same team around Biden that was around Obama that gave away the Iran deal, the Benghazi, the trade for Bergdahl, right? I mean, the yank out of Iraq that led to the rise of ISIS and the beheading of Americans on international television in orange jumpsuits. It's the same people: Austin, Blinken, Haynes, Jake Sullivan. It's all the same team that thinks if we're nice enough, if we concede enough, if we give enough away, that they'll be nice to us back. Well, that's not how that part of the world works.
Yeah, it's nice to know that the focus was on that rainbow flag flying there, because certainly if we keep everything woke, we certainly will be able to. I can't even say it. I can't even do it. I don't even want to go there. Well,
they smell weakness right now, and they're going to continue to push until, God forbid, we have another Pulse nightclub, San Bernardino, or God help us, another 9/11.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I know how busy you are. I appreciate a few minutes, and I hope we get the chance to do this again. Congressman from the great state of Florida right here, Representative Mike Waltz, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, sir. Thank you so much for a few minutes. All the best. We'll see you soon.
We'll keep up the fight. Thanks so much.
All right. 239-479-5592 is the phone number. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Ty Lassiter here with Key City Capital. And we're super excited to be growing roots right here in Southwest Florida and are looking forward to being a part of this community for years to come. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all our clients and partners through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally.
My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. I'm 71 years old and I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. And you can't do that if your feet are aching all the time. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Val enjoy their work again without letting their feet get in the way.
I walked in the Good Feet store and I said, my feet hurt. And they said, well, let's see if we can do something about that. What a difference with these arch supports. After about 3 weeks of wearing them, there was just no pain. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. I'm a salesman, and you can't fool a salesman. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Heads up along 75. We have a dump truck fire that was just put out near the Daniels Parkway exit and seeing major backups on the interstate heading northbound coming off Alico Road toward Daniels Parkway. There's a left lane blocked right now, along with a right-hand lane along 75 North, and getting onto Daniels Parkway, part of that entrance ramp is blocked as well. So you may want to take Treeline Avenue instead of I-75 to get around the delays out there. Seeing some southbound slowdowns because of that fire as well. Heading through 75 South in Bonita Springs, we've got delays building out there right now from Corkscrew Road down through Bonita Beach Road, and a crash off the Bonita Beach exit off 75 at Bonita Beach Road and Oakland Drive, causing major westbound backups with roadblock. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another hazy, milky-looking sky today as we continue to deal with a layer of Saharan dust far aloft in the atmosphere. This will continue to limit our rain chance today. A few storms will be possible, but many of us likely getting through the day dry. All of us, of course, hot, with temperatures pushing back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. As we head into tonight, things only cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Thursday morning. And as we start to see that Saharan dust move away beginning tomorrow, that'll open up the door for some higher rain chances. Scattered thunderstorms return to the area for Thursday with a high of 92 degrees. More scattered afternoon storms into your Friday as we round out the work week with a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds hand-picks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows, and now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
They helped weave the fabric of our very existence and served our country with distinction. They are America's veterans. We honor their commitment, their service, and their patriotism.
Harvey Engelhardt offers the chance to honor those military heroes who have served honorably and passed away with the military funeral and interment at any national cemetery, including Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. We'll see you through from the beginning to the end of a military funeral. Did you know that all veterans are entitled to a free space at a national cemetery? That includes a free grave liner, free marker, free preparation and closing of the grave. This can represent thousands of dollars in savings to the spouse or family of a veteran. The service will include the burial flag and honor guard, and in some cases, transportation reimbursement. Harvey Engelhardt can help you pre-plan now to ensure that your wishes are met and your family doesn't have to worry about the expenses and details when the time comes. Call us at 239-936-2177. We're here to help.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. You can go to Drew Steele on any of your favorite podcast locations and find us, or you can go to drewsteele.com, and there's a link. Thank you for doing that. Hour 1 and 2 already up. You do it that fast. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Well, it was clearly a partisan hit piece. They're trying to act like this is not effective treatment, that we're doing it to boost. It was a bizarre theory to boost Regeneron's stock price. But as you know, Sean, President Trump bought out all the Regeneron last year. So it's already been paid for by the federal government. What we take down from Florida and give to patients, there's no charge for it. It has no financial incentive at all. All we're trying to do is help people. And this was underutilized for the last 9 months. And what we found is, as hospital admissions were going up in Florida, most of these people didn't know about this treatment who got hospitalized. And we believe had they gotten it, many of them would not have needed to go into the hospital.
There's the governor of the great state of Florida. That is Ron DeSantis on with Hannity last night, talking about how the media attacked him. The AP ran the story, these lies, these insinuations of a pay-to-play. And when it comes to Regeneron and all of this, he addressed that. Obviously, the AP didn't pull anything back as far as that attack. Everybody knows it was an attack. As a matter of fact, some local media even ran with that story about this as if it was a gospel, which, of course, it's the media, so, nothing is. But then talking about Regeneron. Oh, and there's some more news about that as well. And the fact that, listen, you have a governor who said, you've got hospitals that are being overwhelmed. This is what we're hearing, and an uptick in cases. If you're not going to say anything about Regeneron, or if enough people aren't talking about the success of Regeneron and doing something to prevent people from getting into the hospital to begin with, then I'll step in, and that's what leaders do. They step into those spaces, and there you go.
Number 4.
Today, I'm announcing that effective Friday, August 27th, masks will be required in all public outdoor settings where physical distancing is not possible, regardless of vaccination status. Masks have proven to be effective at reducing transmission and are a necessary measure right now.
And that's what sheep will do right there. That is the governor of the state of Oregon who's saying, listen, I know you're vaccinated, but you got to mask up. And it's not just indoors, it's outdoors. It's for your own good. And all the evidence is there about how good masking. No, there is no necessarily a great news on the masking front. The blue masks that everybody keeps buying in bulk, those boxes that you get, the blue surgical face masks, they're only 10% effective in preventing COVID infection, according to a new study. So hey, but every little bit helps, right? So you gotta mask up outside. Outside. Hey, why don't you mandate that everybody mask up when they're alone in their car? Why don't you do that too? Okay?
Number 3.
Condolences to the Stones. This will be a huge blow to them because Charlie was a rock. Fantastic drummer. Steady as a rock. Love you, Charlie. I always loved you. Beautiful man. Great condolences and sympathies to his family.
That is the voice of a rock and roll star. If I were to ask Jake the millennial, the voice, whose voice is that? Your initial reaction to whose voice that was? You thought it was?
I thought it was Ozzy.
You thought it was Ozzy Osbourne. No, it's not Ozzy Osbourne. You come to find out who was that? What's that?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Do you know what band he was in?
The Beatles.
And can you name one Beatles song?
Come Together.
Okay. He is talking about the death of Charlie Watts, 80 years of age yesterday. Charlie Watts was the drummer in what band? And when I asked you about that earlier, Jake the Millennial, the band, Charlie Watts was in?
The Rolling Stones.
You found that out this morning. You learned that today.
I learned that.
And the biggest Rolling Stones song, most famously known, would be?
The Rice Krispies commercial.
That is correct. The 1964 Rice Krispies commercial from the UK.
Wake up in the morning, there's a snap around the place. Wake up in the morning, there's a crackle in your face. Wake up in the morning, there's a pop that really says Rice Krispies to you and you
You probably didn't know that. But there you go. That's what this show is all about. It's about learning new things, like who the Rolling Stones were.
Number 2.
And in this regard, clinical trials have demonstrated that early treatment with anti-SARS-CoV-2 monoclonal antibodies can reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
Hey, that's Dr. Fauci. I recognize his voice. He's the one who told us 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, that we should wear no masks, that we should wear 1,000 masks over our face, and vaccinations, how that's the only way to go. You got to get vaccinated. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do anything when it comes to the vid. There he is right there saying that COVID sufferers can reduce the risk of hospitalization by up to 85% and death. That's critical. If they receive monoclonal antibody treatments in the early stages of their illness? You mean the same monoclonal antibodies that the governor of the state of Florida is trying to get into people's arms so that they might be able to avoid hospitalization and death, possibly up to 85%, because that is the concern about overloading hospitals. And now all of a sudden, Dr. Fauci realizes this is the case. Makes you wonder how long he's known about this. Oh, he couldn't known about this very long. I mean, he's too busy on TV.
Number 1.
I would say that this is now on track, Peter, to be the largest airlift in U.S. history. And that is bringing American citizens out. It is bringing our Afghan partners out. It is bringing allies out. No, I would not say that is anything but a success. I would say
anything
that this
but
is now...
no, just stop. Anything but a success, Jen Psaki tells Peter Doocy yesterday when asked about what's happening in Afghanistan and Kabul right now and the pullout. Couldn't be described as anything except a success. Do you really think that's the case?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
A very passionate representative, Michael Waltz, who was on this program just a few minutes ago, talking about how horrific, the disaster it is, the Taliban who's going to be emboldened, where we're going to have a Taliban 3.0 and Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and they are there, and they sense the weakness. They see the weakness in this administration, and you're going to spin this as if something is happening here that's good. I brought the story up. It was Red State who had this story, who made this case, and I think it's one to keep an eye on. You know, if you're thinking that everybody is going to walk away from this unified in the idea that this is a disaster with Democrats and Republicans alike, think again, because the big picture is here. Get ready to be told it's the new Berlin airlift, and that's what we're hearing. No, this is a success. We have people like a former Clinton White House spokesperson, Joe Lockhart, and others who are saying, listen, one of the most famous airlifts in history was post-World War II Berlin, 48,000 out, almost a year and a half, and we're going to surpass that in the next day or two. Little doubt this is going to end up as the most successful post-war airlift in history, and people are repeating that. From the Jennifer Rubin, the sheer size and complexity of the airlift and coordination of so many countries makes much of the coverage look bizarrely off-kilter. I mean, it seems like we've got a really big success here. Lawrence O'Donnell is saying the same thing, and you have a lot of people who are repeating this because they're delusional. No, not because they're delusional, because they get it. Because if you could wait long enough and you find out that there were no American deaths that you know of, and it can be reported that it was a successful airlift out, that they can twist the narrative I can't snap my fingers, it's too cold in here, just like that. Because there are enough liberal, Marxist, socialist, Democrat media personalities and people in this country who will run with that. Watch it. Just keep an eye on it. They'll flip. Hey, and by the way, getting back to the Fauci, anybody concerned about Dr. Fauci coming out yesterday and saying this about Regeneron? You know, he wants to talk about it yesterday in a White House briefing there. It was the White House COVID-19 task force, along with Dr. Walensky and others, and saying,
I'd like to spend the next couple of minutes in addressing a much underutilized intervention for COVID-19, and that is the use of monoclonal antibodies for the treatment and prevention of SARS-CoV-2 infection.
Yeah, why was it being underutilized? You know, it's interesting. You come to find out that Dr. Anthony Fauci co-authored a paper. In 2018 about monoclonal antibodies for emerging infectious diseases, prophylaxis to protect high-risk individuals, targeted to interrupt transmission in average risk populations. So he kind of knew about this thing. And now all of a sudden, he's saying,
reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization or death by 70 to 85%.
Anybody asking the question how he's talking about that only now? As if this was just a magical discovery that, look at that, look at what I pulled out of the air. Really? How many lives could have been saved? Just asking. I'm asking the question. Bob's holding patiently here. I'm not sure where he is. All it says is Bob, but is Bob a doctor? Bob, hello, Bob, are you there?
Yes. I'm here.
Hi, Bob. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks, Drew. Good show so far. The thing about Fauci, I've been around a long time. I've been a doctor for half a century, in town here since the 70s. At this point, I really don't trust a word he or anybody from the CDC says. There is a financial incentive for hospitals to admit people. Many of the hospital doctors that are hired by them, over 350, are not allowed to use therapeutics like hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, or any of the things that actually work, especially early on. And, now all of a sudden from nowhere, after the AP publishes a story about DeSantis making money on Regeneron after he then basically threw that out by saying Trump had paid for it all. Well, Trump paid for it more than 8 months ago because Trump hadn't been around for 8 months. So he's known about this for at least 8 months, and he hadn't said anything about it. In fact, they haven't even mentioned therapeutics. All they're talking about is vaccines.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the point I've been trying to make. And, listen, you've been a doctor for a very long time. So, a couple of questions that I have that come to mind right away. Number one, it really hurts people's hearts, doctor, when they think that there is a possibility that a loved one, may have been saved from being hospitalized or even death, because there would be people that would politicize something that they know that not you, but a doctor, and I'm saying this in general, that a doctor knows could possibly help them from getting out, from being in the hospital or even from dying. And they've done their own research and they know that this is real. And all the people are saying is, why can't you help us? Why can't you give this to us? Aren't there other things that are used off-label that we know about that even have been researched? I mean, you do research. I mean, there are doctors that look at other research across the globe to see what others are doing, not just papers, but peer-reviewed papers, certainly. Do you see what I'm saying? How that just hurts people's heart to think that people would be holding back, or is it just because it's kind of like that Hippocratic oath? We've got to help you. We've got to do whatever we can, regardless of of the situation. Do you see what I'm saying? The kind of passion that I hear all the time from people.
I do. But doctors were shut down in many states, not so much here, but northern states were shut down from even using drugs such as hydroxychloroquine, which is a safe drug, been around for 60 years.
Yeah.
They talked about cardiac, that the stupid idiot on CNN talked about cardiac side effects, a myth. I personally sent it to a patient in Pennsylvania who was sent home to die, a sister of a good friend of mine in town here. They sent her home to die. We sent her hydroxychloroquine. She got better the next day. She finished her dosage schedule. Her PO2 was in the 70s. She had double pneumonia. She has diabetes. She's 75 years old. And, you can call it anecdotal, but I'm sorry, it's no coincidence that she took the drug and she lived. And you have to treat early, though, and what they're doing is they're not allowing people to take therapeutics early before they get to it's kind of like a breast cancer. If you have a breast cancer that's the size of a pea, you want to get it out before it becomes the size of a baseball. Then things are really bad and it's spread. So early treatment's always the best for anyone, and I'm not sure why. Fauci and his buddies shut down. He basically badmouthed it. Trump had word from Scott Atlas and others that the hydroxychloroquine worked. Fauci badmouthed it, and to say the truth, this guy Fauci, he had a 2-year medical residency. He has no training in epidemiology, virology, or infectious disease. He went to the NIH after his 2-year medical residency in I think 1970, and has been there since. So I'm wondering where he got all this knowledge and training in infectious disease. Was it on the job? They just put him up there as America's top doctor, and yet it's hard to believe some of the stuff he says. Now he's a big star now. He's on the cover of magazines.
Yeah, well,
he's on TV.
That's not, and it's not what it's about. But ultimately, my heart goes out to people, especially here in town, Doctor, who may have not had the opportunity to have these therapeutics for one reason or another,
Exactly.
and even reading the news and the headlines and thinking, horse pills. Please don't go out and take horse pills. Nobody's taking horse pills. You don't even have evidence of anybody doing that, and yet you're going to put that out as a narrative. Yeah. It's not fair. It's wrong. And if it truly wasn't about politics and was about the health of individuals, of Americans, globally, of people, then you wouldn't be doing this. But then it happens, and you have to call it out. So, and I appreciate you calling. Go ahead.
Social media play right along with them.
Yeah.
Facebook would knock you off Facebook if you mentioned a drug.
Yeah.
So they're complicit, I think, in the deaths of people that maybe could have been saved.
Yeah. I know.
All
right, sir. Well, listen, we've got
to. Drew, you do a great job. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you as well.
You take care.
All right. All the best. All right, it is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We got to run. If you want to watch, drewsteele.com, the website, and subscribe to the podcast at drewsteele.com as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
It's all right here at 92.5.